Some of the tools that we use as well for micro part simulation, modeling, analysis, again, when we get to this size part, we have to really think about the model that we are starting with and make sure that it's of a high resolution to be able to find out what's going on in a 2,000th wall or a 3-micron dimple, what is actually going on in that small section. So the model itself has to be extremely high resolution. So most models are broken down into nodes, triangular nodes, and those nodes need to be millions of those nodes to be able to figure out what's going on in that very small area. So we have to do that actually manually, and then we can place it into any kind of out-of-the-box simulation software package. So this is showing a mold flow analysis which has a part that has 3,000 slots in the center, and the gates themselves are double gates that are 2,000ths of an inch. So we want to figure out what's actually going on in those 2,000 gates with that shear effect to find out how we can fill this part theoretically. So now we have this tool that we can use ahead of time before we build an expensive mold and create the molding. We can theoretically determine, well, first of all, can we even fill this part with certain materials given this geometry. It's a tool that we use again with a very high resolution mesh. So again, we can take a look at deflection because this is an actual part that gets assembled to something else. So we want to make sure that this part is flat. It's not like a potato chip. So when we go to assemble that into something else, that it's going to sit flat and in the same location each time. So we can also model that. This is a slide showing again that tooling maintenance that's so important. This particular one shows that glaucoma drain that I showed earlier, which is got that 10,000th hole in it. So anytime you've got this mold coming together, again with that radial side action, and it's shutting off on that very small 10,000th core pin, over time some very small pieces of polymer can get in between the tooling. So it's important to make sure that we wipe those parting lines down. We take good care of that throughout a period of a shift, so that this is going to last. Because if something does get in the way of that very small core pin and the mold shuts on it, that is really the end of that particular core pin. And so as a result, we actually do machine a lot of spares that we validate at the same time as the injection mold, but then we also make sure to take care of the tools themselves.